Hello everyone. So today we're going to look at some of the basic SQL queries. These are used for database management systems, and yeah, let's go into it. And by basic I mean from the starting, and these are the questions that we will be solving together. Now, these are the queries to practice the basics of using the SQL syntax to get data out of a database. So if we want to get data out of a database, we need to use these use certain syntax or basic SQL queries. And I have five tables with me today, and we're going to solve all of these questions accordingly. Now let's start. So what does the first question say? Find all the customers in NSW. Try again but getting customers from the NT instead. Okay, so first thing first, what it says is to get customers in NSW. So there's a table in the customers, and if we look at the customer table, we can see some of the details inside of it. And if we look at the data, we can see all of the details, and we can see that the table has ABN, name, address, suburb, state, postcode. Now from here we need to get data only from NSW. So now let's try it. So the question said find all the customers in NSW. Okay, now for that let's select all the customers, which is this from customer where state is equals to NSW. Okay, so this will give us all of the customers who are from NSW. And if we look at it, so how many are there? We can see that there are 4. And now if we look at the table, there is 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So that's the difference coding makes, I guess. Now let's look at the another question. The next question was try again but getting customers from the NT instead. So if we want to get customers from the NT, you only need to change the NT. And if we run, we can see there's only one customer in NT, and that's where we can find him in here, which is Grande Road, who is living in Grande Road. His name is Williams Real Estate, and his suburb is T3. Now let's go back and let's understand the code. So select is what shows us what's going to be seen from the front, like what does it show, what does it want, what do you want to display. And I want to display all the columns. From where? And I want to display star means all the columns from customer, which is the table, and where implies from where. Now customers has all these different has this table which has many different sections. Now from that section, from which section do I want to group or show the details like state, and from there I choose state and NT. Now let's go to the next question, and similarly I'll try to describe the code to the best of my abilities. So the next question is find the description and price of items valued at 600 or more. Try with a value of 800 or more. So there are two questions. Now let's go with the item, since this is asking about the item. And here we can see a lot of uh, item details and the prices as well. And the question says that find the description. So we need to show the description and the price of items valued at 600 or more. So we can use this same again, but I'll remove it. So we can do this with this, and from this time item where the price is greater than 600 only. So meaning that the price should be more than 600 uh, to show from this item table. Now let's run this, and we can see that the price starts from 650 and it goes all the way, and no one is below 600. And similarly, the question, there was a next question which showed it's try with a value of 800 or more. So let's try with 800, and we can see that the price has uh, changed and we got the data from more than 800. Now let's go to the next question, which is repeat the 3600 query from the previous question, but this time sort the output by the item's description. Try sorting the price. Now try sorting from most expensive to least expensive. Okay. In order to sort something, we need to use order by, which will basically give sorting, which will basically sort the table that we're looking at. Now if we press that and let's run it, and we can see that it has been sorted into ascending order. If we really look at it, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. Now if I write descending at the end, we'll see that it's gonna be the opposite rule. Now let's go with the question and try sorting it by price. Now if I write price here, we'll see that the price will be different, or should I say it will be sorted as well. And similarly, there is also now sorting from the most expensive to the least. So the most expensive is at the last, or should I say if I do it from the descending, which means from the higher number to the lower, so it's going to be the opposite as well. Now let's move on to the next question, which is list all the items that have screen in the description. Okay, so we're going to list all the items that have screen in the description. What do we have to use here? Sorry, we have to use we're going to use where is the screen? I'm sorry. All that list all that have list all the items that have screen in the description. First we need to find items and the description, and we can see all the items in this here, and we need to only show the items with screen in here. So okay, so what we can do is we can go to the code and select all the items, all the columns from item where description description equals to what? SCREN. Now we need to put this inside of two columns because this is a string, right? And now let's run, and we didn't see any item with the name screen. Now let's look at the table first. If we look at the table, we can see that there is one white screen, a big screen, but if we realize it, it's behind the big big screen or wide screen, so we can't use where in this situation. Let's say if I use like and percentage and percentage, here we get the all of the items where there is screen. Now let's move on to the next question. So the next question is list all the data in the student table. So now we're going to look at the student table. There are only 3 data, but let's look at the questions and let's do it. Now we're going to have to list all the student data, so select, we're going to show everything, so all the columns from where student TE and the student, and we run, we can see all of the data from the student. Now let's move on to the 6th question. List all the rows from the student table, but this time filter down the columns so that only the student number and name are returned. Now filter it to just name and the total units completed. So we need to remove from all the columns to student number and name only. So for that we're just going to remove this, and we want to show only student underscore number comma and name. So this will only show the student number and name from the data. Now if we look at the question, the extended question, now filter it to just name and the total units. So we need to remove the student number and comma, so total underscore units. Okay, we can see the total units has also come and the total units completed. And what is the name, total number of units completed, and coordinator number of student number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now here we need to use all of the things that we've learned from beginning to end to do this problem. What is the name? So firstly we need to find the name, meaning we need to show the name. Are we showing the name right now? Yes. Total number of units completed, and if we look at the table, total number of units completed, okay, it's also shown, and coordinator number of the student. So we need to look at the we also need the coordinator number, which is COORD underscore number. We also need to show that, so we're going to coord underscore number, and then we're going to look at the next and number of the student. Now we need to use we need to find a particular student. For this, what we need to do, we need to use where so we need to look how the student is described. We can see student underscore number. So where student underscore number equals to so it's a number, so we don't have to use the column. I think it's up to 9. Let's look. So it's up to 8. And yeah, now do the same select but rename the total units column in the result to complete it. Okay, now let's run this. So we got the individual student whose student number is Donald. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and his name is Donald Duck, and he has completed total units up to 130, and his coordinator number is 23. So we sort the name, total units, coordinator number from student table where the student number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and if we look at the table, we can see he's in the first section, and we can also see the code number here as well, I think. Yeah, and yeah, that's it. Now, what is the question saying? This will be the final one. Now, do the same select, okay, but rename the total units column in the result to be completed. So for this, we're going to use as because that using that we can change the name of the column. So if we use as completed, we can see that the total units will be changed to completed. And thank you, these are all of the basics that I am covering today. uh, yeah.